Oh my goodness. So my last short I posted was a short about the MMP mod, or the Medieval Mega Pack mod by Sushi Zero. And today's video, even though I haven't really made a long form video in a while, is gonna be about that mod. Basically, putting it into an easy structure, I'm going to take my favorite weapon from every one of the categories, or items, from every one of the categories in the mod, and from all of those favorite weapons, I'm going to pick which one is my truly favorite weapon. Now, since there are so many different weapons, and it's a pain to be recording all of this, I'm going to be doing this in parts. And I'm going to be doing this in 5 different weapon categories at a time. I'm going to be only doing 5 per part. So I didn't really want the video to be just me playing with them and then like, oh, so your favorite weapon's gonna be this and that. Basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick a category, and from that mod I'm only gonna choose a couple weapons, because if I tried showing every single weapon, I would probably have like a 1 hour, 2 hour long video. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show pieces of that mod section, and I'm just gonna show the weapons, and I'm gonna just show my favorite one. Hope that clears everything up. Now let's get into the video for real. Basically, I want to start from the top of the book, so we're gonna start with daggers. First off, we have the tri-edged rondelle dagger. The triangle, the circle, the other circle, and the handle looks really nice too. Now, let's test its stab ability.
Should not have come here.
That's pretty good. It's a one stab kill. Now we have the archer's dagger. And since this guy does not want to wait on my intro to the weapon, let's test it out. Yeah. Now, this is a really cool knife. Now we have the misericord. This is a really good looking knife. I really like the blade and how it kindles to the handle. This is a really good looking knife. But I wouldn't really say it's my favorite so far. Yeah. We have the rondelle dagger. I think this looks amazing. It looks like a sword, but it's like simple but like just amazing. Whoa, it is clearly a one stab kill. And so far, it's between the tri-edged rondelle dagger and the actual rondelle dagger. And for my pick, it's gonna be the tri-edged rondelle dagger. Now, let's move on to blades. Blades, I was confused with this at first, but it's really just a sword in a way. For the blades, our first sword up is the Scottish broadsword. Wait, hold on. Just what the? There are many different reasons why I could like this. First of all, it has a really cool handle. Wait, does it double as a... It doubles as like a boxing glove. This is the Scottish broadsword, and it doubles as a fist and a blade. So far, even though it's the first one, this has got to be my favorite one. Next up, we have the... Basically, it's a rapier, but it's, I would assume, in Spanish fashion. And it looks really good. I like the geometrical, like just twists and turns it does here. I like the handle. I like the, I don't know, no clue what that's called, but I like it. And it's a rapier. You can't go wrong with the rapier. Now, let's test it out. Hey, you. Wow. I think... Nah. I like this almost as much as the Scottish rapier. But it's a pretty close second. Next we have the Master Sword. You can dual wield it. It has really cool... This has a cool handle. I think you can stab with this. And the blade just looks clean. Like, come on. Now let's test it out. Yeah. You come here. Hold on, let's test out the handle. It's just blunt. But let's test out the actual blade now.
Not have come here.
This is absolutely amazing. But for it being a sword, obviously, yeah, this is really cool. I really like this. I think the only thing that's making this not a higher pick would be not being sharp. Like, realistically, if I jab this into someone's skull, I think it's gonna do something other than push them back or make them go, ow. So, sadly, I don't think this is gonna go on the top. Okay, so the poles are in, and the Scottish broadsword is, the Scottish broadsword is one. See, there's many reasons why I picked this. The style, the sharpness of it, the way it has like a boxing glove in a way, and look at this. Look at the way that this just it looks so good. So, for blades, this is going to be at the top. The Scottish broadsword. Next on our list, we have single-edged swords. So, for our first single-edged weapon, we have the Shashka. Now, this weapon is super long with a tiny handle. Alright, let's test out the blade now.
You shouldn't be here.
Now, this weapon is kind of nice, but the only thing it really has going right now is just the fact that it's super long. And I guess it's kind of a cool sword, but personally, I feel like it's really heavy, and as a long sword, it's not really the most efficient. So, sadly, it's not going to be that tall on the list. Next, we have the Dacian Falx, or Falx, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's basically like a scythe again, like, guess who? The Dacian Siga, but it's a sword this time. Now, it's not really all that impressive. Like, looks-wise, it kind of just looks like the Dacian Siga, but upscaled. But we gotta try it out first. Hello?
You.
Yeah, you. Yeah, come on. Yeah, let's go. It's not really like the coolest thing. It's kind of just like a... I guess it's pretty crispy, I'm not gonna lie. I want to hate on this, but it's simple, and I know a lot of people might look at this and say that it's ugly, but it's such a cool weapon. Another weapon we have is the Man-at-Arms Messer. It's pretty big, and it kind of just looks like a chunky butcher knife, but let's try this out. It's pretty basic. I mean, the swords in this category are just pretty basic sabers. I can't really say too much for it, to be honest. Now, another weapon. The Swiss saber. And look at all the different designs it is. Like, I'm just a sucker for these different designs. And you can even hold it, like, two-handed. Usually the rapiers only, like, allow one hand or, yeah, recommend one hand. So now, let's try it. Now let's actually test some slashing with it. Oh my goodness. It cuts off limbs like butter. It literally cuts like butter. Now, I think from that, there is obviously a clear winner here. And if you see me holding it, it's the Swiss Saber. This thing is absolutely crazy. And it's so smooth. So, for single-edged weapons, I'm going to have to pick the Swiss Saber. Now, for thrusting. Now, these thrusting weapons, it's basically rapiers, but different shapes and sizes. The Concers? I don't really know how to pronounce that. I'm probably butchering all these names. Anyway, it just, oh my goodness, the blade. Like, I can't even reach out. That's how long it is. Like, dude, I'm not even close to him, and it stabs so well. Oh my goodness. I can already tell, for me personally, this is gonna be probably a go-to pick. Next, we have the Cup Hilt Rapier. It's a pretty basic rapier. It kind of just fills out the standards for a rapier. Interesting handle. Interesting, I still don't know what that's called. And a long blade. Let's try it out. On guard.
You should not have come here. Oh!
It's okay. I mean, judged by the weight of that, it was a rapier. Like, what else could you expect? Next, we have S-Stock. Does it slash?
You shouldn't be here.
Let's thrust with it now. One thrust. It's cool. It's basically just a skinny sword. Last, we have the Trident Dagger. At first, I was confused why it's called the Trident Dagger, but now that I see that you click the shoot button, or literally you press it, and these three things come out. And it's basically a three-bladed thing. And it's kind of weird that this is on thrusting, considering that it's a blade. Like, you're not really supposed to thrust with blades, but it's such a good thing. Like, it's so cool. I'm really torn between these two. But I will say that the Trident Dagger is the winner of this one. Next on our list, and last, we have the Great Swords. First up for the Great Swords, we have the Executioner's Sword. Now, it is a very, very heavy weapon. As you can see, it's very weighted if I hold it with one hand. But that just means that it's really good for limb cutting. Now, let's test this out on some unsuspecting enemy. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is just like... It doesn't really cut like butter, but decapitations are extremely easy. I can see now why it's the Executioner Sword. Wow, really good start. Next we have the Scandinavian Greatsword. It is a great sword, I will say. It is huge. I want to say this is probably one of the longest weapons on the whole category. Does it stab? It does in fact stab. But let's try limb cutting.
On guard.
Oh my goodness, dismemberment. Wow, this is just like something else. It is huge and does lots of damage. yeah, this is just... wow. The greatswords just get bigger from here. Oh my goodness. You could clearly see here that I can barely hold it with one hand. It clearly stabs. Oh, and you can actually spire them on this one. Now let's try to do some dismemberment. Okay, kind of cut off a limb.
You should not have come here.
Now, the winner and the final winner for today's part is gonna be the Scandinavian Greatsword. Now, this greatsword is amazing. And although it's not as stylish as the last greatsword, personally, I really like the dismemberment ability and capability. And even though the other sword is longer, I really like the long handle. It almost makes it feel like a spear until it's not a spear and it's a giant greatsword. This is my pick for the greatest greatsword. And that's gonna be all. Let's go hang it up. And there we go. These are the best weapons from the daggers, the blades, the single-edged, the thrusting, and the greatsword. If you thought these weapons were good, I can't even wait to show the next all of the weapons. These groups were amazing. I don't want to discourage any of the other weapons on here because this mod, about every weapon, is amazing. But these are just my opinion, so don't get mad about it. And thank you for tuning in. Have a good day. Also, like and subscribe if you haven't already.